Welcome to the day 5 of the virtual assistant course with Express Tech Academy. Today we are going to be talking about project management. I'm going to teach you step by step how to use project management tools to organize your work as a virtual assistant. This is very important and you need it. And today's class will be purely practicals on how to do it. But before then, if you have not gone through the first class, the second class, the third class, and the fourth class, please kindly check the video descriptions. The videos are there for you to go through them before you join us here for better understanding. Now, project management. In project management, we have a lot of tools you can use to manage your project so that it can make your work very easy. Organizing your tasks, organizing your to-do list to ensure that everything is good. When you want to apply for jobs as a virtual assistant, you'll be asked if you know all of this. Now, in today's class, we are going to be showing you at least two tools. We have a lot of tools you can use to manage your project, but we are going to be showing you two. Number one is Trello, and number two is Asana. And the third one will be Zapier, which will be used as an automation tool. So we are going to first of all teach you how to use Trello to manage your tool, manage your work, and then of course Asana, then you begin to choose which one is best for you. And then Zapier is an automation tool. We are also going to teach you how to use it to automate your tasks. So we are going to go with Trello first. So we'll go to Google and then you type Trello sign up. I already have an account with it, but I'm going to show you the interface of the Trello. So I'm going to open this here and then it's going to show me this interface. Now when you come here, the interface, you are going to sign up with your name and with your password. Just follow the instructions there. To sign up is very simple. It's not that hard. It's very simple. Of course, you can see the sign up. You can sign up with your Google, you can sign up with your Microsoft, Apple, or you can put your email here and click on sign up. Just follow the details that follow and you'll be able to register, right? It's very simple, but I already have an account. I'm going to go there. But if you're finding it difficult to register on it, please kindly tell me in the comment section. I will guide you wherever you have the problem. Now when you have the account, you are going to log in directly and you are going to have this kind of interface. Your own interface may be showing black background. I'm the one who customized it to show black. Your own may be showing white. All right, so it doesn't still matter. Now when you register, that's the first step. The second step you need to do is you need to now create and you need to now come to where you see create and you click on create. You can do this from your phone. Please, if it's not working on your phone, set your phone to desktop size so that you can be able to access every information here. So the next thing to do is to create a dashboard. All right, so a dashboard is where you'll be seeing all your work and you'll be doing all your work from. All right, so let's click on to create and we click on create and then we see on create a board. Now we now click on create a board. Now let's give our board a title. Say let's say VA with ETA, that Express Tech Academy, right? Let me put it like that. And then the workspace will be on private because this is for class purposes. If you're doing your own, it should be on either public or workspace, depending. But I put it on private because this is just for a class. Then I click on create. Now, please pay close attention because you'll be using this as your assignment. This is very important. Now, it brings you to this interface. Now, on this interface, you are seeing that it's beautiful. On your own, it may be showing, there's a picture here. Your own may be showing you white or that. Don't bother. Don't worry about it. All right. Now, here we have to do. Here we have doing. Here we have done. That is the task that you are currently doing, the task that you are done doing, the task that you're supposed to do. All right, but for now, let's leave here. The most important thing here is add another list. So we are going to create a list of all the things we need to do. Now for this particular course, I'm going to use for the week one, for the day one, day two, day three, and day four of the classes. We have all those classes. So I'm going to quickly create all those lists for it. And then when I create it, I will come back to now show you how to do it. So for the first one, we click on add to another list, and then we now have the one. So day one was introduction to VA, and then we have a lot of them. So we now add to list. And then of course we are going to click on another list, and we are going to, the second one was how to use the tool. how to use Google Workspace tools and CRM tools. That was for day 2. And then of course I'm going to create the next one, which was mastering travel arrangements as a VA. And then of course the next one was and data entry. We have research and meeting management. That was for that. And then of course today we are teaching project management, correct? Project management. So now for now, let's end there. Our next class will actually be on creating a portfolio. Okay, let me just add one again. Portfolio. That is how to create a portfolio. All right, so now we are here. Now we have created at least 5 lists of what we will be doing. Now in your own, this may not be the case. You will be hired rather to work for organizations. And if, for example, in a week your boss wants you to do so thing for him, or your business, the company you're working for wants you to do so things for him, that's what you actually do. Let's say they want you to let's say train a particular set of people. You write it down, train a particular set of people, and then under that train a particular set of people, then what will you be doing those things? I will show you how to do it. Now the first thing we did is we created a list for all the works we need to do. This is how to organize your work. Now you also under mastering arrangement as a VA, you see add a card. All right, add a card. So we now click on add a card. What do we teach in that particular mastering travel arrangement as a VA? We thought about using Canva. Yes, we're using Canva. So that is one of the tasks. Adding card means adding a task to the list. Right, it's very simple like that, adding a task to the list. So if I say to the whole of my today I want to go to Lagos, now when I go to Lagos, that will be the list of what I'm doing. If I go to Lagos, what will I be doing? Now maybe that will be now be the card. I will do this, I'll go to market, I'll go to the house, I'll go to this. That will now be the card. So under that mastering as travel management, we did research, of course, and then of course you add another card. We did data entry. This may not be correct, but I'm only just putting it. Master and meeting, then let's say taking notes. We did taking notes. Please ensure that you do all of this, taking notes. And then of course we did taking, of course we do taking minutes, etc. Or we also did transcribing, of course. So you have to, that's how you need to pass through the first class, the second class, and the third class. If you can't find the videos, check the video description. But before then, please kindly help me subscribe to the channel if you have not done. Please kindly like this video if you like what I'm giving to you. Now under data entry, we do research again. We did data entry. We did minutes taking. All right, minute taking and all of that. So you can just add a lot of them. Let me add again. Really travel plan. All right, so and a lot of them. Under project management, today you are going to learn how to use Trello, and then of course you are going to learn how to use Asana, and then you are going to learn how to automate with Zapier. All right, and then of course under the portfolio, creating a portfolio with Canva. Of course we have another one with Google Slides, which we are going to learn in our next class, Google Slides, etc. All right, now let me bring us to this particular day. I didn't put the introduction. Under the introduction, we talk about the hard skills. We talk about soft skills. All right, and then of course we talk about communication. We talk about time management. Of course, some of you have taken. We talked about listening and all of that. Some of you took all these tests, so this should not be hard for you to do, right? This should not be hard for you to do. And then of course we are done with all of that. Now let me put this, expand the list like this. The 2 is how to use Google Workspace tool. Of course we learn how to use Google Workspace tools like Google Form. Then we have Drive. we have Excel, we have slides. That's what we learned in the second class, right? So now we are done with all of this. We are done with all of this. You can add as many cards as possible. What Trello helps us to do is now to organize this task. All right, now this is the list of what we have done for the past weeks, and then these are the tasks we did under them. Now if you assume your position as a virtual assistant, this is exactly what you're supposed to do every week. If you resume this week, you write your task, the major thing you're supposed to do that week, and the sub task that is under that particular thing, you write it like this. Now you have to visit this Trello almost all the time, so that you now see that, okay, I'm supposed to do this week. On Monday I did hard skills. All the thing you need to now do is organize them. All right, now this you cannot come here and then let's say under this one you now put introduction, that is day one. You now put day one, introduction, and then of course day two, Google workspace tools, and then day four we have travel plan, managing travel plan. I don't want to write it in full because of time. And then the next one will be project management. And then of course we have a portfolio. Sorry, click another task and click portfolio. All right, now under this we can now see that the tasks are here, right? We can now see that the tasks are, these are the summary of what we are supposed to do under to do some stuff, right? Now when you are currently doing communication, you shift it to communication, shift communication to doing. When you are done with the communication, you shift it back to done. Let's say you are done taking the time management test, you take it to done. Let's say you are currently under listening, you are currently learning under listening, you now pick it to doing. This is how to manage your tasks. It's very simple. You can do it with your phone. It's very simple. Sometimes your boss may even want you to have an organized workflow like this. All right, so you are done using your draft, you can now put it on done. Maybe you are currently on Google form, you can now put it on doing, and then of course rearrange every other thing like that. So this looks very simple and is very very simple. It's not hard at all. It's just for you to now troubleshoot. All right, so that's how to use this particular thing. Of course, I said this image you are seeing here is the background. Don't bother if your own is showing this. I think there's a way they can even change this background. There's a way you can even change this background to a different color if you want. I think that is when you are creating the this thing. So it's very simple like that. Like the summary of it again is come to create. If you want to create another one, you can come to create, and then of course you can come to dashboard. Then if this background here, you can change the color to, let's say you change it to blue, and then of course we change it to, let's say, Dennis. That you are creating another one now, right? Now we put it to private and then we click on create. It's going to show us another interface. You now see that the background is blue to show you that that picture you are seeing there is not just there. You can customize it and change all the background. So I want you to troubleshoot this and see how you can use it. And then of course if you are done with it, you can now share the link. Come here and click on the link, and of course you can put your boss email if you want to share this link with him, or you can even put it on general. You can click here, and then of course you can put it on observer is under this thing. They don't know how to do that, but you can add some members to it. All right, add all the members of the group that you can do, of course, because there's even a way of assigning a task to people. All right, so when you are done with this, or we come back here, if you are done with this, or you can now assign different tasks. Now this is under listing, or let's say Google form. So you see this particular edit card, you come to edit card, you can see that we need to edit a lot of things here. So I want to edit everything that is here, so I come to open card. It's going to open the card for me to now edit. All right, so you can see here that you can add people, add some things, description under that listing. What was I supposed to do? You can add, this is exactly what I was supposed to do. You can add some description of the job title and how it's supposed to do like that. Then you, of course, you can add the date it was supposed to be accomplished, and then of course you can as well add member, the particular person in the company who is supposed to accomplish that particular task. This is important, right? The particular person who is supposed to do that particular task is very important like that. All right, so of course you can add some labels, like of see you can see here, you can add some labels so that maybe let's say John is supposed to handle this task and you tell him that the color of the task is blue, or let's say red. You can now put it and then create a new label. All right, it's as simple as that. And then of course you can put a checklist such that when they are done with it, you can now tick whether they are done with it or not. If there's a document you need to attach to this particular task so that John will know that if I'm accomplish this, I need so document, you can click on attachment. It will take you to your PC where you can be able to choose the attachment and do it. So this is how to edit each of these. Now you can also edit for all of them. If you hover your mouse in each of them, you see that we have the edit option. You can click here, you can see that we have open the whole card. When you open the whole card, you can edit everything that is here. All right, so you can see that this is how it is. You can edit it. I've done it for the first one, and when you are done, you click on done. All right, so this is how to do everything with Trello. Now when you are done with it, you can now click on share. We're clicking on share, and then of course you can add all the members that you assign tasks to, and then you can now click on share, and then you copy the link. So this is very simple, right? Now when you are done, you can click, you want to create another one, you can create another one and all of that. But first of all, this is a huge job, so you can edit all of them and ensure that you assign tags to all of them. At least put one email, all right, to ensure that you check all of them to see if it's good. So that is how to use Trello. Trello is very simple and I love it. I've been using it and it helps me a lot. Now we are going to go to the second tool, which is Asana. Now, under Asana, you come to Google again, and then of course you click on Asana sign up. Sign up. So I want you to show the interface where will be to show. All right, so this is Asana, create account, try Asana for free. So we are going to click on it, and it's going to show us this. All right, so it show us this interface. This is the interface that's going to show you are one click away from less busy work, that is organizing your work to make it good. So you can now sign up with your Google email, or you can just put your email and sign. The reason why they are showing me this because I already have an account with it, and that's why it's not showing me sign up. So but you can just click here. If you have a Google account, you should have a Google account by now if you're following us from day one. So it's very simple like that. All right, so what we need to do is I already have an account. I'll just come here and click on login. Again, to sign up on Asana is very simple. It's not hard. You just to put your email, they may send you a confirmation. You go and confirm it from your email, or you just sign up with your Google account and Zoom, you sign up direct. But there are some steps to follow. They will ask you to choose this, choose that, and all of that. It's very simple and very understandable. But just read the instructions, and then it will register for you and then brings you to this interface. This is the interface that it will brings you to, especially if you're on your laptop. Even if you're on your phone, put the phone on desktop side and it will bring you here. Before we continue, please kindly help me subscribe. I would like that. I will appreciate that. It will help YouTube to recommend my videos to people like you who need it. I love that, and I will appreciate you if you do that. Now let's come back to class. Now this is the Asana. Asana, you see that the environment also looks like Trello because they do the same function, right? So what you need to do is come to create, and then of course when you come to create, you see task, you see project, you see message, you see portfolio. They are all for different things, but remember for the class we are talking about project management. So we come to project, and then of course you are going to see there are a lot of templates you can use. There are templates, already made templates for you in Asana that you can use, but we are not going to use any of them. But before then, let me show you some of the templates. So we come to use a template, and then of course you are going to see that this is a template, this is a template, and it has a beautiful template. If you come to this one, you see that this is a template. All these things are templates. You come to this, these are templates, and if you want to use them, just click on use templates and begin to use all of them. I am not used to using templates, so I want to teach you how to start it from scratch. So let's come to project again, and then come to blank project. And then of course, what is our project? Va with ATA. You can name your own anything. You can name it Va with ATA, no problem, but you can name it with anything. Of course, it will still show you the same thing it was showing you, whether private to members or my workspace, because this is a class. We put it on private, and then we click on continue. And then when you click on continue, it's going to pop up for you. It says your project to environment is going to show the overview, the board, the dashboard, the list. If you want to remove anything, you can remove it by clicking on it. All right, but these ones are recommended. Now if you want to add some of these, like a calendar, you can add grants, you can add notes, you can add workload, etc. But we are done with it. We can now click on create. Now when we click on create, it's going to now take us to a Asana environment where we will now be able to automate our tasks. Of course, we have VA with ATA. You can still rename it from here by double clicking on it and changing it. If you're using your phone, just tap on it, it will be able to show you. All right, so now this is the environment. All right, the environment looks the same with the other space, but let me go detail to teach you what it is. Now here we have overview. This is the overview of everything that you must have been doing. All right, here we have project description. What do you want to do about the project? You can type the to teach students and ensure they get jobs. All right, now your own may be different. The project your client may be giving for the week, you just describe it there. All right, the project tools, the project rules, people that are involved. Remember, in Trello you can also add people. Here too you can add people. I'm the project owner because I'm the one who create this. If you create your own, you'll be the project owner. If you add my name to it, I'll be at least one of the members. All right, so that is that. Of course, the project goals, you can put the goals here, and of course here. Now we come to list. Under this list is where we want to start adding our task. All right, now you can see that we have task here. All right, so we click on task just the way we see section there. We also see a list rather there. We can also see list. So we click on this one, and then we now put in the one introduction. Of course, introduction to VA, right? Of course, it's like that. And then we can put another section, the two, which is Google workspace tools. All right, of course you are seeing that everything is looking the same. They have the same work environment. Now we now come to the three, which is is it project management? No, that is not project management. That is a travel plan. All right, I taught you how to do travel plan. All right, now we have data entry, research, etc. Please, I don't want to put all. And then of course we come here and put project management, which is today's class, project management. And of course we added a portfolio in the other one, so we also add it here to ensure that it's okay. And now we have created all the sections just the way we created from Trello. The next thing to now do is now add a task. Remember also there we added something like cards. Here is add a task. Now under introduction, what do? We talk about soft skills. All right, soft skills. And then of course we add another task. Another task was hard skills, and then another task was communication. Are you seeing how everything is taking shape, right? So that's how everything should be on your own. And then on this one we have time management test and all of that. So this is where I'm going to stop for this one. Then for Google workspace tools, we talk about Google slides. And then you add another task here. We talk about MS Word. It's not MS Word, please. Google Docs. And then of course the next one was Drive. We talk about Drive. The next one was Google Sheet. All right, so now I don't want to add all. For travel plan we talk about Canva. We talk about Canva. We talk about website like IATA website. All right, we talk about trip and the trip top. All right, we talk about trip top and etc. For data entry we talk about Canva again. All right, we talk about research. We talk about Excel. All right, etc. All right, for project management here we are talking about Asana, and then we talk about Trello. we are going to talk about Zapier. So you are seeing that everything is taking step. You are assigning all these tasks to them. Now we are done with all the tasks, and this is exactly what I want you to do because this is important. Now, just the way we assign rules and we assign things, you edit each of the tasks. This is how you need to edit each of the tasks. Now, when you come to, let's say, communication skill, for example, if you come to this side, you see that you see assignee, that is who is supposed to do this task. You click here and assign the name of the email of that person. Let's say I want Vicky, for example, to attend this particular, to do this task. I'll add her email. If I add her email, this Asana is going to send her an email direct to show her that she was supposed to assign so thing. She has been assigning a task by Dennis Odigan from Asana. Is supposed to do it, and of course you're going to send her the link at the end, but Asana is going to notify her as well. All right, so of course you see here that you can do whatever you want to do here. Please, I did a mistake. All right, now this is time management. I want you to click on time management. It's going to open everything for you, not just time management, any other skill here, any other task here. You can open it and it's going to show you that this is the title, this is the no assignee. I've not assigned anybody yet. When is the person supposed to do the work? I will say, let's say I want you to do it on the 11th, and then I click on OK. All right, that is tomorrow. And then the project is, of course, this is the project here. I can add a subtitle to the project, dependings, I can add all of that, and of course what is the description of what I want the person to do. All right, you can do that. Now, as a virtual assistant, you're a PA, so you always have to, we are the one always managing all these projects. So this is important, like it's important for you to learn how to do all of this. I'll be sending jobs across to you. You need all these tools. All right, now of course you can see that you can have a sub task. Maybe if you want him to do time management test, there are two time management tests I gave, right? Then you can put another sub one here. If there's another task for him, maybe you want him to go to what market in Calabar, for example, and then the sub task will be, from what market please pass through bank, Zenith Bank, and get some money for me. That's a sub task. You can now add it there. Of course, you should know how to do all of this. So when you click on each of these tasks, it's going to show you this, where you're going to edit and put everything that you need, so that when you share this with let's say Vicky, for example, she's going to see all the details and whatever you want her to do, and she's going to do it. This is very good. This is very is simple. This is a way of organizing your task, rather than you just you just writing notes, or maybe you are talking on WhatsApp group randomly, everybody is not talking anyhow, you say do this, the person is now saying a lot of things. This is a professional way of doing it, and when you are being hired, your clients or your boss or your business owner will always want you to have hands-on experience with these tools. That's why it's needed for you to do the practicals. All right, so that is that for that. We are done with all of this, so you need to reset, you need to set all of them. So you click on each of the tasks you put and then assign them to a particular person. When you are done, you can make it public. When you make it public, it means that the persons can be able to see this if he has the link. So it's as simple as that. Now if you check here, we've seen overview, I've explained this, and then under list is where I've done all of this, and then of course we can see that we have board. Under the board, you can see that we is showing us the complete board. All right, it's just like a grid form of the list we did. It shows you the exact things you were supposed to do. We have the day one introduction, and this is what it has. Day two, this is what it has. Day three, this is what it has. Day four, this is what it has. I'm rushing, I may not be spelling some of these things correct, I may not be writing them in good order. This is because this is teaching. I want you to take your time to do your own. All right, so this is just like a bot and all of that. You can group them, you can sort them out of their names so they can be able to get them. You can even add more tasks. All right, the next one is timeline. All right, now on that timeline is almost the same thing. Most of the things here are the same thing, but your focus is going to be on list, but timeline is going to show you all these things. Now if you have assigned all the tasks to all these people, you can see that their time is going to appear somewhere here. So like this one, I do time management tomorrow. You can see the time management is appearing here tomorrow. All right, so if you have assigned tasks to this, the timeline is going to show you the time and all of that. Of course, this is from August, this is still July. All right, now the next one is dashboard. Of course, dashboard is where to show you the statistics, and it's showing you everything that you need to know regarding the information you use. All right, total complete task 0. Nobody has done any task with this same project here. All right, total incomplete task, we have 18 tasks, the ones I just created. All right, total overdue task 0, total task 18. All right, so you can see all of this. You don't even need all of this. What you need is under the list how to manage all of it. But of course, it's good that I teach you. And then of course, this Gantt calendar is what I added and all of that. I added them for when creating this thing. So you can see that we can under calendar, you can see that it has a calendar for us. All right, so right, you can see workload and all of that. So the most important thing here is under list, where you're going to do everything you want. You can see here we have home, we have my tasks, we have inbox. You can use this for every other thing, but our focus is on project management. That's why we use project management. Now when you are done with it, you can now come to share, and then of course you can now click on share, and then you can add all the members to it, the members that are supposed to do that task, and so that you'll be able to notify. Or you can copy this project link and then send it to them, either in their DM or the WhatsApp group you guys are, and then you're going to see this. But for your own, you are going to do this, copy the link and send it to the group. I will access it through the group. This is how I'm going to access your own. You're going to create everything like I've done, and you're going to do it. The overall assignment is going to be at the end of this class, so stick with me. Please kindly help me subscribe to the channel, please. I've been giving this value completely for free. I didn't collect a dime from anyone. Even if you come to my DM, I guide you for free. Please kindly subscribe. It doesn't take data, it doesn't take money. All right, so that's how to do that, and that is Asana for you. So that's Asana for you. But then one more thing before we go, you can see that we have milestones here, right? Milestones is just like an achievement. So when you are done with all the tasks, or all the members are done with all the tasks in, let's say, day one introduction, you can now come here and click on end of day one. So this is an achievement for you. If they are still done with all of them, you can click on the next one and put on end of day 2 and all of that. This will track your work to show that you are currently, or you are doing exactly what is needed, so that when you share this with your boss, he will begin to see, you will see that all the students, or sorry, all the workers and everybody are doing their job. The first thing your boss is even going to see is the milestone, whether you have completed the task, and then you will come to list, and then of course see the people who are responsible for each role, and see if they accomplish their task. This is how HR will track progress of employees to now pay them. Please, you need to pay attention to that. All right, that's important. So we are done with this, and then we are now going to go into the next tool for the day, which is Zapier. Zapier is an automation tool, and we are going to touch it, and then the class is going to end for today. Now Zapier is a software just the way like Trello and Asana, but then Zapier is an automation tool. Please pay close attention, right? It's an automation tool in a sense that it helps you to automate some work. You know, as a virtual assistant, we have said you'll be using all the workspace tools, Google Slides, Google Forms, Google this, Google Drive, you use CRM tools, you use project management tools. There are a lot of them. They will be combating for you. Right, so you need project management automation tools that will help you to automate, so that, let's say you use Google Form, for example, somebody fill his information on Google Form, and then you now stress yourself to go and respond to him. There's a very simple way of, when somebody fill a Google Form, he receives an email immediately. This is how to do it. Of course, you must have been doing that. Maybe you have filled information before, and immediately you receive a responded information. All those things are automation tools, and you need to know them as a virtual assistant. We have a lot of tools out there that you can use, but today we are going to teach you how to use Zapier. So you come to Google, and of course you're going to type Zapier. I already have an account with Zapier. Okay, so this is Zapier, so we are going to open sign up, and so I'm going to show you the interface of Zapier. Of course, you're going to see you can register with your email, or you can register with any other thing. It will quickly log me out because I already have an account here, so there's no space for me to show a sign up. But it's very simple. You put your email, all right, or you register with your Google account. It's very simple. The processes are simple. You just follow the instructions. Don't be in a haste. follow the instructions. And then of course, when we are done with that, let me now log in. All right, let me log in since they want me to log in. Let me log in directly and show you how to use Zapier. Zapier is a bit complicated, so I want you to pay close attention. It still shows me to this place. So okay, let me just sign up with my account, and of course you're going to see it. Of course, I'm going to choose my email. I'm going to choose continue. If you are registering afresh and you're using Google account, this is how it shows you. It's very simple like that. And then it's going to bring me to this interface. Once you have registered and all of that, it's going to bring me to this interface. Now, this is the interface of Zapier. This is the interface of Zapier. It looks beautiful. The people who created this website created it in a very unique way. All right, you can see that it's here. All right, so now this is Zapier, and the project environment or the project tag you are going to be creating is called a Zap. Of course, you can see from the name Zapier is called a Zap. All right, so what we'll be creating here is simple. You'll be creating a Zap, and then a Zap is what will now automate your work. And then I'm going to show you a Zap is consists of two things: a trigger and an action. A trigger means when you create, let's say somebody filled your Google form, and let's say you were supposed to receive an email immediately. You put an email as an action so that when somebody fill a Google form, you receive an email immediately. I know it's becoming a little bit tough, but just follow me. Just relax your mind. I'm going to explain everything. I'm going to understand it as a baby. All right. So for the first thing we need to do is let's come to create, and then we are going to create a Zap. Of course, we have other things to create here, but we're interested in Zap because Zap is the automated workflow we need. Automated. All right, so it brings us here when we create on Zap, and of course it shows us of course I said it has to do with trigger, it has to do with action. Trigger is the event that starts the Zap. That is, for example, Google form, the event that starts the Zap, and the action is what happens after the trigger. So if somebody fill the Google form, what happens after that? He receives an email. Very simple like that. All right, so now the next thing we need to do is we'll create about 2 to 3 of a Zap so that you'll be able to understand. The reason why we're creating 2 to 3 is because so that it will capture, it will master. If not, creating one is enough. All right, now we now come to create a trigger. Here we create a trigger, and then it's now ask which kind of trigger do you want to create. We want to create a Google form. I've been mentioning it, right? So we now look for a Google form. All right, it's going to carry all the tools. Of course, you see they carry Asana, carry Google Docs, and carry all of that. So but we are interested in Google form, so let's look for Google form. Okay, so we can't find Google form here, so of course you can see a search here. So we search Google form, it's going to come up. Of course it must be here. So this is Google form. We are going to click on it. This is to show you that if you don't find anything, you can search it. All the workflow tools are there. All the virtual assistant tools I've taught you and the ones you will need it are here. All right, so you come here. Of course, this is the form. All right, so of course the form is already here, and then let's click on change the form. We can't, no, sorry, we are not changing the form. So what is the trigger event? The trigger event is we want a new form response immediately. So new form response. All right, so what is the account that has that Google form? All right, of course if you have a Google account, you should know that you already have it, so you can now sign up with it. Of course, I'm going to sign up with my account that is connected to my Google account, which has that this thing. So we have to click on this particular one here. All right, so it shows me that Google Zapier wants to have access to all of this, so no problem because we trust the software. And then we click on continue, and then it now brings us to this interface. It already connects all this form. Now there's Google Forms with FMD. Then that's one of my emails. So all your email has all these things combined together, so don't worry about it. So choose the email that you like. You want to change the email? No, we don't want to change the email. So we are done with the setup. It shows tick, so we click on continue. Now we are now going to configure this form. Now I have now you before you create this form, you must have created a form from Google form. That is coming here, for example here, and then coming here, and then and choosing Google form and create a form before you go to Zapier and automate. You must have done everything. This one is now automation, right? So I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to come back to this. All right, so of course I already have a form there. There's a form for t-shirt sign up. No, this contact information was the form I created, so I'm going to choose it, and then I'm going to click on continue. So you choose the form that you want people to be filling, the form you created that you want people to be filling, right? So of course we have here, and then we say the test is you need to test this particular triggers to see if it's working. So we click on trigger, test trigger rather, and then of course it's going to show here, and then of course you are going to see we are done, everything is okay with us. We click on continue, we select record, and then of course we connecting with select record. Sorry. All right, so it's connected already. You can see that a blue tick is tick here. All right, when we click on it, a blue tick is tick here, showing that everything is okay. Now the form has been connected to Zapier. Now when somebody fills that form, what do we want Zapier to do for us? We now create an action. So we now come to action. Of course we now click on action, and then we want an email to go. So we see an email here, we click on it. Remember, if you don't see it, you can actually searched for it. Now this is the setup. The email, my Gmail is here. What is the response? I want the person to receive an email. All right, the person to receive an reply to email. All right, or sorry, send an email. So we click on send an email, and then of course which of the email account do I want to use? Because I have a lot of emails, you too may have a lot of emails. So I'm going to select the same email that has that Google account. Don't forget, the same email that has that Google account. You can use others, but I always suggest you use the same email. So we click on this one, and then of course because it's crazy that I have a lot of emails, so we click on continue, and then it's going to connect that same email to here. I'm using a fresh account for this class so that I will teach you all the process, right? So we want to allow Zapier to access everything because we trust it. Now, but for you, I'm using a fresh account so that I'll show you all the process. If not, I will have used the one that I've already connected. It's just, it won't even take me up to this thing, all right? So we are done with the setup, and we have connected the email and all of that. We now click on continue, and when we click on continue, it shows up what is the text that we want to see. Let's say you're welcome to ETA. You're going to put everything, of course, send message to Google contact group label, let's say true, for example, and of course what is the group that you choose? Let's say friends. All right, choose this again, can just choose anything, ETA, I don't even know. All right, so you can just ensure that you fill every other thing here. So I'm going to fill every other form here, and then we're going to return back. So what is the Google form? Of course the Google form is here already. We choose it, and then the Google name is ETA. All right, ETA is Express Academy, the platform you're taking this course on. Reply to, you can just put anything, just put anything, please. And then the subject is welcome, welcome to ETA. All right, and then the body of the message you want it to answer. Maybe it should be plain, all right, and then all of that. And then the body is thank you for taking this course. Thank you for filling this form. All right, and then of course you're going to assign a signature if at all you want to do that. It's very simple, so we don't want to stretch all of this. Now we are done. Now you can see that these are email. Now when somebody fill this form, he's going to receive an email immediately. Sometimes you used to receive this and you think that are they doing magic? They are not doing magic. This is what they use. They use an automation tool, right? Right, I may not be detailed to this, but I want you to pay attention. I'm detailed to the teaching, but I may not be detailed to what I'm feeling here, but I want you to pay attention to everything. So we now click on continue. When we click on continue, it says that data in. All right, you can see that everything here is set. We don't need to put anything, please. We now click on test the step. We will now test this step to see if it's working. Now something happens, it shows red. Please, if your trigger or your action does not show good, it means that it will not work. So when you see that it show X, it means that something is happening. You need to troubleshoot to see if what is the problem. So we have to go back and help fix some issues. So we go back. There are some things we did not fix because I was in haste. So we now come there and then retest the step. Right? Is we still did not do anything, but let's troubleshoot. I think there are some things I missed, right, that we did not. So let's come back to configure. The test is welcome. Maybe there are some things I didn't do well, right? Okay, respondent email. All right, so I just choose that, and then of course I click on, let me click, who is this, let me choose this respondent email. All right, let me choose this respondent email. Of course you're seeing what I'm doing. I didn't do them rightly, right? That's why respondent email or new form from Google. Right, so of course you're seeing that here. So the signature, we are going to leave that. Then of course you have an attachment. Maybe you say if they fill that form, they're going to get a book or they're going to get anything. You have to add the book here by adding this attachment. When you add the attachment here, it will go. So when you click here, you cannot choose the attachment for whatever you want to attach to book. So let's choose this one there and click on continue, and then of course you're going to click on test the step. Now if we do the step we just did is correct, you're going to see a blue tick. Of course you're seeing a green tick showing that I missed the step before. So you can see that I was fast and I didn't do it. Showed me that this thing will not work. So this is how Zapier helps you to test your task. It helps you to do it. So now we are not going to click on publish. When you click on publish, of course your Zapier is going to be published. When it's published, of course this will work. Once someone, you will just be sleeping, once somebody fill that form and get the information, the person is going to receive an email. Instead of you, once one person fill form, you send an email to the person. No, Zapier helps you to automate all these tasks. This is how to use Zapier as a virtual assistant. But then let me teach you one more again. Let me do one more example so that it will be it will help us to do. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go to Zap. Let's go back to Zap and create another Zap. All right. Let's click on create. My hope is that with this second one, you will be able to understand even more. All right. All right, so we are going to click on create, and then we're going to click on Zap, and then of course we are going to come out here. Of course we still have Zap triggered, and then we have action. Now please, there's one thing I didn't say from the first one. You can rename your Zap here. Of course it's showing on title Zap because I didn't name it, so we have to click here and click on rename, so we can now put it VA with ETA. All right, so we put it with the ETA. So we now click on trigger. For this time around, we are still going to use Google Form. Let's just use Google Drive. All right, let's just use Google Drive. We'll use Google Drive, and then of course you're going to fill all the information. The Google Drive is already connected because my email was connected the first time, and then the trigger event is going to be a new file. Maybe when somebody click on Google Drive, is going to receive a new file, and then of course the account here has been signed in, is signed in already. So we can click on sign in and then sign in with the 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 email that has that Google account. So let's choose FMD Dennis, the one we have been using, and then I'm going to connect the account. All right, so now we are, this is connected already. So we now click on continue, and then of course we are going to see the Google Drive here. So we are going to click on this and select our drive. When we select our drive, we are going to click on continue. Now when we click on continue, you see that everything is okay here. It's for us to now test if this will work. Remember, if you click on test, if it's going to work, it's going to show a blue tick here, right? Now of course we see that everything is here. Let's continue, please. Everything is okay, right? All right, everything will work for us. Now if you want to add more, this is the reason why I'm doing the second example. If you want to add more trigger, all right, at the same time, you can still click here, see a plus sign here, you can click here, and then let's say you want to add a Google, or let's say you want to add an Asana, you can add an Asana, and then of course everything is correct. You can now click sign up here. Sorry, you can now connect the account that has that sign up with just a single click with the email. All right, it's a let's allow permission. Okay, so it's been connected already. So what we now do is now click on action events, and then when the person what do? We want to add a task. All right, we want to add a task. Of course, know that Asana is to organize a task, so we click on add a task, and then of course we come to continue. Then when we come on continue, we are going to see configure. So you can now see that you can add everything that you need to add here. And when you add everything, you are now going to continue and text it. I don't want to continue because I don't want this video to be long, but please kindly follow everything I've been teaching you. Now the next thing is add an action to it. So we can now create an action, and then of course the action will be, the first action will be for Google Meet or Google Drive, right? So click on Google Drive. So if somebody click on our Google Drive, what should happen? Let's say we want the person to see our Google Calendar. So we can now click on Google Calendar as an action to the one up. So we are now going to, is connected already. So our Google Calendar with which of the email? So we are going to sign in the email again. I want to do this one complete so that you'll be able to understand. So I'll click on the email that has that same Google account, which is the normal email I've been using, FMD Dennis. So I'll click on it like this. It's going to open, and then it's going to show us it's going to connect it direct. When it connects it direct, of course continue. When it connects it direct, we can now proceed. Of course it's connected already. We need to check an action event. You can click on action. Let's say we click on create calendar, and then of course we click on continue. When you click on continue, it shows you the name. So you can now fill in the name of the name, and you can of course fill the description of that particular calendar. And then when you are done, okay, let's just do it. Dennis, and then of course Dennis is a good teacher. Don't mind whether it's correct or not. They will now click on continue. When you click on continue, we see that everything is first. The next thing to do is to test this particular step to see if it will work. Remember, you need to test, because if it doesn't show a blue tick, it's not gonna work. All right, so we just click on it. All right, so when everything is done like this, you have to now check and see. All right, so something is now right here. All right, Google Calendar has now been activated. So you can now publish, or of course it was published already. So you can now just trigger. So if you want to add another action, remember we added another trigger, which is Asana here. Now we have one here. So you want to have another action for this second trigger, right? Remember it. You can now click here again, and then of course you can now put, let's say we are using HubSpot. I taught you HubSpot, all right, how to use HubSpot to use to manage your clients, that is CRM. Of course, you can do everything here. So I don't want this video to be long. We have come to this level. Please kindly follow this video step by step. If you don't understand anything, we watched it. If you have any difficulty in it, tell me on the comment section. I will address it. This is one of the best topic you will ever come across, because you need these project management tools as a virtual assistant. So we have taught Trello, we have taught Asana, and now we have taught Zapier on how to automate your tool. Of course, here you can also do every other thing. So this is how to do it. So please, if you kindly like this video and you like what we're giving in Test Preston Academy, please kindly help us subscribe to the channel, like this video, you can share it with your friends. So if you have any issues, please kindly send me a DM, tell me on the comment section or wherever. I'll be able to guide you to ensure that you get profit from these skills as a virtual assistant in 2025. Thank you.